And good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, I guess that camera's a little wonky. Help all. Hello, all. Welcome back to the March 6th edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. Hey, we're coming back from vacation. We got a lot to talk about today, but, a couple of the most important things to talk about is, who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. So make sure to put that in there. But the reason we're all here, 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to get accomplished today? Right? We're getting that right mindset. We're gonna talk about a few other things with it, but those 5 things. So for us, we've got invoicing to do, DTF to do, social media post to schedule, design work to get done, and then we had a bunch of lives and calls today. We've got this Tuesday with Todd tonight at 5 p.m. I know it's Wednesday. We'll talk why that happened. But that's tonight, 5 p.m. We're going to talk about Canva, right? Sarah, you're in here. Refresh me on this. I'm still out of it. Still got some vacation head. Still going through it there, but we got that. Currently, we're Morning Mindset. You guys are going to help us out. Sharing is caring, so get this out to as many friends as you can. And then at 10 o'clock for our mentorship group friends, that call has been pushed back from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Because I knew this one was going a little long. I like to have just a little break in there so I can have a little, go grab refill of coffee if I need it, use the facilities, any of that. So I pushed that back to 10 o'clock today. So how's everybody doing? Let me know. Let's start checking in and seeing how people are doing because I went through our 5. Let's hear yours. Brian, thanks for checking in. It's 39 and foggy, maybe a high of 60. Mountain Dew and Sudafed in my cup. Ooh, that sounds fun. Deliveries, pickup supplies, plaques, yard sign, embroidery, and designs. Brian, it sounds like you had a great time while I was gone. I was reading through some of the stuff over the mentorship community, and holy moly, man, that does not sound fun at all. Jeff, morning to you. 56 and rainy there in northern Kentucky. Diet Coke in his cup. 5 things: pack orders, mail run, finish 40 insert designs, print and watch Lasercraft Fest. Yeah, Lasercraft Fest started yesterday, today, and tomorrow, right? It was a free event. If you haven't checked that out, go do it. Free event if you're into the laser side of things. There was, I had some of it on in the background while I was working yesterday. So far, there's a lot of great information over there. Tim, thanks for checking in. 42 and still wet from the rain that came in over here in Toledo. Got flavored lemonade water to drink. They don't have Monster Hydros anymore. Ooh, why not? Darren, good morning to you. 39 and sunny there in Topeka. Dragon fruit, lemon, lime, Gatorade in the cup. Oh, I just have coffee. I have coffee in my cup here this morning. Let's see. Oh, congratulations. Way to go, Darren. Way to go, Captain. Good job, buddy. I told you could do it. That first one was just a little stumbling block. I knew you've been working hard for it. You've been studying your ass off on it. And Darren, congratulations. Congratulations to that. Job well done. You deserve it. Way to go. And Jeff, checking with congrats to Darren on it. Renee, good morning. 37 Chicagoland, water in the bottle, coffee in a cup. Almost. Hi, Brian, Jeff, Tim, and Darren. That's awesome. Darren's 5 things: headed to the gym, lunch with friends, check on contract for St. Patrick's Day Parade, renew a spirit sale, and cut HTV. Darren, let's talk. If you are able to make it over into our mentorship community, let's talk spirit sale today. Because I've got some questions on that and why you feel, because I know that's a yearly thing, and what you think about it and your stuff with it there. And good morning, Renee. Thank you. Now to wait for the next 8 guys to retire so I can promote and get a raise. Well, when they're ready, you'll be there, right? Jenny, good morning. Northern Indiana, where it's foggy, 40 degrees out, water in the cup. Darren, that's my next question. How many in front of you? Well, he got it for us. Jerry, you weren't late. It was scheduled wrong, and it's just easier just to go when it goes. Barb, good morning from north central Minnesota, 28 and cloudy. Sounds like Dirk wants to stop in the middle of a print, so that's going to be fun to listen to see what's up with that. Trying a V8 Strawberry Kiwi Plus Energy Sparkling Water and water in the tumbler. That sounds like a great thing. Sarah, good morning, everyone. 34 and sunny from southeast Wisconsin, coffee in the cup. Hey, go see what that's doing. Can you for me? You might just have to hit a button or I don't know. Yeah, everything checked out this morning, so I'm not 100% sure. I bet it's saying sign low, isn't it? Means I need to get in there and fix that damn filter or fix that contact on it. Morning, everyone, from Diana. Hi, Brian, Jeff, Tim, Darren, Renee, Sarah, Jenny, and Diana. Look at that. Barb's getting on there. Barb's 5 things. Order embroidery needles, vacuum and clean up sewing area. And then, yeah, if you'll have to, on the screen, hit continue and let's go. Vacuum and clean up sewing area, 1 p.m. will come software training, work on embroidery tile layouts, 5 p.m. Wednesday with Todd, right? Canva creating video content. Yes, creating video content with Canva. That's what it is. Sarah's bringing that to us at 5 p.m. today. Morning, everybody. Morning to you, Jerry. I got a little pink. I did get a little pink. Corey did not hit the button to continue. Thanks, Corey, for not hitting the button to continue. I got a little pink. I got a little burnt. At one time I did match this hoodie, so that was amazing. But I did get a little color. I stayed out of the sun. I reapplied often. I got burnt the first day because one place I did not put it and how I was sitting in the water. Yep, that got burnt. But we'll talk all about the trip after we get caught up here. And let's see, 3624241. Work on 20 youth hats for baseball team. 2, find zebra background for glitter sublimation design. What do you mean by glitter background there, Tim? Tint job at 12. Try to make more keychains for tint business. Fine. Tinter battles logo for judges. I'll make it Tuesday-ish with Todd. Yeah, this week is Tuesday-ish. Yes, videos with Canva tonight. And Sarah's going to rock it. I know she is. 54 and cloudy there in Daytona-ish, Ohio. Tea in the cup. Vicky, good morning to you. Dr. Pepper, my cup deciding on what my 5 need to be. Hey, sometimes that's just as much, right? Trying to figure out what those 5 need to be, because we've got a list of stuff. And so then it's like, okay, can I break this down in this section, and get things done? And here's the top 5 I need to get done today. Yes, a congrats to Darren. Sandra, good morning to you. FU, Facebook user, good morning. Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice. When that happens, you become FU, Facebook user. But if you head over to fatdadcd.com, head over here, fatdadcd.com, you'll be able to catch all of our links. You'll be able to get into our YouTube channel from here and be able to see that. So then we'll be able to see who you are. So that's where you can head over to for that. And Tim says they still show they make them, but they ran on Amazon and canceled my subscription for them there. Ooh, not sure what's up with that. Can't get them local. Ooh, maybe so. 8-13, but there's 8 to 13, but there are 5 that are either in specialty positions or need classes to fulfill requirements. So we got it. Rye, good morning to you. Rye, how's DTF treating you? Did you ever get rocking yesterday? I know you had some issues yesterday. I should make it by the end of the year. Well, hey, right there, goals. End of the year. You've got it. Hi, Barb from Diana. Jeff Hale, welcome back. Thank you very much. We had, like I said, we'll get through these and then we'll talk about that. Craft Hut, good morning. Welcome back. Sunny and 40 there in northern Michigan. Have a kiwi guava Celsius. I can't. Ooh, I like my Celsius. I do like my Celsius. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? Good morning to you and welcome back. Thank you for that. Write my 5 things. Figure out why I'm getting oily sheets on my DTF. So the big thing is fume extraction on it. That is one issue of it. Especially if none of your settings have changed. If you're keeping everything the same, you're using the same powder, you're using the same ink, you're using the same film, then it becomes to the curing part of it. Oily prints is a result of usually of a bad cure. But if everything's the same there, that means it's not something's happening there. So maybe check because I know you've got some extraction units. Check those filters and make sure those are good, because you might have to up your temperature to get that to cure better, so you don't have those for it. Try to print stickers. So we got that. Set up new machine. Yeah, what's the new machine? Right, just send me, DM me on IG. What's the new machine? What did you get? Figure out why saying more order is delayed. They had shipping issues yesterday. That's what I heard from quite a few people on the West Coast. There's something going on with shipping, and it didn't there. And go to the Chiro. Fun fact, chiropractic was invented in our area. So if your Chiro is a real Chiro, as they say, then they went to Palmer Chiropractic College, which is founded right here. So ask him, Palmer Davenport. Ask him what he thought of. Ask him what he thought of the Quad Cities. If you look and you see on his wall and there's a thing for Palmer, ask him what he thought of the Quad Cities. He'll tell you it sucked. They went to their colleges right up on the hill. There's the Hilltop Association. There's some good little local bars up there, but it's a great area. Barb, hi, Ryan, Chuck. How's your vacay? We're going to talk about that here shortly. I'll be sublimating that background onto the glitter vinyl on a cut design. They want the design. I don't want to order it in HTV or see if they have it local, so I'll make my own. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so do you need a realistic zebra print or just any zebra print? Creative Fabrica has both of them there. DTF, nope. Ooh, what? Nope. What? Nope. I need more. Sandmars ran by Facebook, right? Reno snowstorm. That's what I had heard, because when we come back, would they get like 12 feet of snow or something? It was ridiculous. We saw that when I was there, and Sandmars on by MySpace. That doesn't surprise me, does it? All right, so let's start at the top. We're on vacation. We left last Tuesday morning. We went to the Rio Kulkatan. We went to Cancun. We went to a Rio that was there, and had nothing really planned. We took our anniversary was 29th on the leap day. So there's your life hack, folks. If you only want to celebrate an anniversary every 4 years, do it on leap day. So we had a good time there. Food was really good. Weather was amazing. We had sun every day. Food was great. Drinks flowed nicely. I need to get back in the groove of, it being now 8:30 in the morning and I haven't already had mimosas. That's kind of, you kind of get set in that. You have mimosas at breakfast, mimosas, Bloody Marys for breakfast. And you get to the pool, you hang out there. The pool bar opens at 10. So then you have some drinks there, usually a little rum punch to, go with it. And then, you do that until about 1 o'clock, and then you hit up the bar side grill, do that, and then you come back, and the kids that are there want to do shots. And so shots lead you to the rest of the day with more drinks. And you get out of the pool at 5, and you take a nap, and you shower, and you go to dinner, and you see if there's a show, and then you go hang out some more. So it was a great trip. Cancun is always fun. I've been going there for years, and I'm definitely way older than my first times there, and I've proven it with some of the kids that we found in a group, that was there. But it was a good time, good trip, a lot of sun, a lot of relaxation. Now, I don't sleep well. Most people already know this, that I don't sleep. If I can get, 4 solid hours of sleep a night, that works for me. If I can get 6, that's crazy. Anything more than that I couldn't tell you the last time it happened. Now, down there, we would call it a night. Between 10 and midnight, it was just depending, you'd have some drinks, lobby bar, you do whatever. But I was getting about 2 hours of sleep solid. Then it'd be up for an hour. So every day I was up, rearing to go by 4:30 East Coast time, which would have been 3:30 my time. So what did I do is I got up and I worked. So all orders that came in, everything, this trip worked flawlessly. Everything that we did went out how it should have. There was no issues. There was one issue with directions not on an order, and it's because out of the shipping tags that I'd sent. So I need to make sure that was taken care of. But that's things to remember for last time. Other than that, everybody got their orders. Everything worked out really well. It took a big load of stress off me. So I was working at 4:30 in the morning. I'd have everything done by 6. I'd sit out on the patio or on our balcony until 7 when the coffee shop opened up. It took me like 4 days to figure out the best way to order coffee so I could, find a good flavor with it. And it being a vanilla iced coffee with their brown sugar, that was phenomenal. So thank you, April. It took me, like 4 days to figure that out. And then it was sit up on the balcony or sit down on the beach and watch the sunrise. And wait for Corey to wake up and start our day. It was pretty good. The only day we had something planned was when we went over to Isla Mujeres. We did a catamaran trip. So we took a catamaran over, did some not scuba diving, some snorkeling. I did not do snorkeling. Those people looked way, way, way beat up getting out of the water and out of breath. I stayed on board and had some drinks and enjoyed the sun in there. We get over to Isla. We do dinner, or we had lunch and drinks provided. So we did that, and then our group, they wanted to do a little shopping around, and so me being Fatty McFatster, we get like a block or two away, and I'm like, it is too hot for this fat kid to be walking around this island. Corey agreed that I was a fat kid and it was too hot, and said we just get a golf cart. So we rented a golf cart and we went and hit the other side of the island, visited the ice bar. Saw some sights, had a good time, made it back to the beach and relaxed the rest of the day there, and took the catamaran home. And it was a good day. It was a really, really good day. I couldn't ask for a better day to spend the anniversary. And that dinner, what did we do for dinner that night? I don't even remember what we did for dinner that night, to be honest with you. I think it might have just been the buffet. It was a French toast morning. Food was good. Everything was great on it. Staff was amazing on it. And if you haven't been to a Ryu before, because that was some of the things people are like, wait a minute, there's a bar in your room. Yes. So you got 4 bottles of booze in your room, dispensers, your fully stocked fridge with whatever you want in it as far as beers, drinks, mixers, whatever. You just let them know, they'll fill that for you. So yeah, you can just keep tearing it on there, and it was good. It was a really nice place. I say that if you are, you can't go wrong with going down there. And Rice says Cancun spring break, yeah, wahoo. So as our last couple days there, that's what it was. It started turning into spring break, and it was definitely one there. How is it compared to the resort that you went to 4 years ago? Less partying, because this one did not have any of like that. The white party, the neon party, the jungle party, all of that was at a sister property. So you could hop on the a shuttle. They had a shuttle that ran every 20 minutes. It would take you over to those things. So a lot more laid back. If you were looking for a party every night, a party every day, this was not it. So it was relaxing. There was days where I just laid there. I didn't do anything. I worked some. I came up. We worked on a few different project ideas with people that were there. Made some contacts, had some good networking with it. And then just brainstorming on different ways to do things in the business. Learned a few new things about Shopify. And so it was a good overall experience. That's one good thing about when you go with friends that are also, in the industry. Now you talk. So you talk about doing different things, how things are working, what you're using for marketing, what you're using for this, what you're using for that, how you're doing that. Rice sent me something. I bet I can't show it to you, but I'm gonna see what do we got here for it. Oh, I'm not impressed, sir. Not impressed, sir. Now I'll tell you why. After you release why, I'll tell you why I would have went with something else. Why don't you ask me questions before you do stuff like this? If there could be some things with it, but regardless, you did not do wrong. I mean, this one, I feel a lot better about this purchase than the last purchase you did, so that's not a bad thing. But this resort, the food was just as good. The restaurants were just as good. The one thing that I wasn't too sure of is, so they had, it's all inclusive resort, but then after we'd already booked this, they created another level, this elite level, and it was like $150 more each day. And for it, you got an elite only restaurant. You got more top shelf liquor in your room, and they had an elite only restaurant. I really didn't feel. Oh, and they had an elite only pool area. Which is right next to where we ended up setting camp for the week. I don't feel that it was worth it and it's needed to upgrade to that. I felt the food was phenomenal every place that we went. I felt that there was the pool. I mean, they had 3 pools. The only one pool had the swim bar. That was the one we hung out by, and even that wasn't crazy rowdy or anything. So there's that. The room, I will say, the first room we ended up with was double beds, and we had the ocean view that was off to the side. And we said, hey, by chance is there anything that's ocean view front? And they said no. And then the people that checked in after us, that's what they got, because they said nothing was available. And then 2 of our other friends show up, and that's what they got. They said there's nothing available. So by that time, we're like, listen, we requested, we have the king bed. This is what we get. But this isn't necessarily what we got. Can we change rooms? And so they said, yep, we can change rooms on Thursday, which worked out well. That's when we were going to be gone all day anyway. And then after the first night, Corey was like, or I said, do we really need a king bed? Because we had the divorce beds, the 2 double beds. So she had her bed and I had my bed. I totally understand why people do that. There's no bother in that other person. So we got that. And then we had a beautiful view every day, every night. It was great. Everything was amazing about it. So I would highly recommend the Ryu going down there for it. It was a really, really good time. It was exactly what I needed, because I did, just a lot of thinking, a lot of not thinking, not worrying about anything, because I only had one thing planned, and that was the rest of the day. We'd figure out, about dinner time. Does anybody want to do anything for dinner? Do you want to go anywhere? Was there something we want to do? And that was pretty much it. It was my first time really experiencing the silent rave. because they had that promoted on there. And I'm like, we'd seen it on the Disney cruise and I hadn't thought much of it, but it was pretty cool to see 3 DJs up there. And seeing 3 different color headphones in a place that was packed and not hear anything except people singing, and they can't sing. So it was fun. We had a really good time. So 4 years, hey, you're more than welcome to come along with us. We will put that out there. We'll turn it into a business trip. We'll have business breakfast meetings and we'll talk about stuff, and then it'll become a business expense for you guys. One thing that I did get some blowback from people that said, must be nice to be able to go do this. I wish I could go do this, and all I can say is, get off your ass and do it. Like there's no reason you can't in this business. You are the owner of your business. If you are busting your ass and you can't, you're not able to do things like this, then reevaluate what you're doing. Is your pricing where it is? Are you at the bottom of it? That's why I said we're not at the bottom. And why? I don't want to work 800 hours a week. I want to be able to spend time with my family. I want to be able to go on a vacation. Now, granted, not going on all the time. I don't consider the one in November a vacation for me at all. It's for the kids. And here's this, but look, then even that I budget. I'm like, hey, well, here's this. We didn't do Vegas this year and we didn't do Long Beach because we had another one coming up. So you just plan that out. Everybody else knows that the rest of my time is, when we leave, it's going to events in our industry, but you absolutely can do that. You can set yourself up for it. You just need to know, what you're doing, how you're doing it. Get really good on your pricing. Don't be that bottom of the barrel people. You don't want to be. What I have found is the lower priced, high demand customers those are the ones that always seem to be the most problems, right? Like they want everything now and they want it as cheap as possible. Where our higher paying clients are just like, here's my budget. What can we do for it? Cool. Thanks. So just think about that, when you go there and do it. Overall, it is there. Let's see. Yeah, it was, I didn't do anything. It was really different for me. The cool, there it is. Cool Can is adults only and Costa Harris is not. Both are beautiful with the best staff. So there's the big thing. The Costa Harris was not adults only. There was some kids, but not a whole lot. I mean, I remember a few, but not a whole lot. This being adults only, of course, it was a little bit more, but man, it was super, super enjoyable for it. You couldn't say no to the price. I'll let it go. A lot of it on my end with what you have is a software side, and related that way with it. If you got a deal on it, good deal, man. We can have some fun now. You'll really enjoy some stuff now. Hennessy was there. Yeah, Hennessy. If you wanted the Hennessy, you could do it. It was they were both of them were divine, and I'm sure she'll pick up the next one in 4 years, and everyone will go to it. We'll give people plenty of advance notice to go there because we can definitely make it a business thing, and you can drink what you want. Yeah, you want that Hennessy in your room? I think you might have to pay the elite, but you can have it in your room and drink a bottle a day. I don't care. Thanks. I'm more of an adults only at this point in my life. It wasn't bad. Like even going from that last one, there's kids there, but the kid place was next door when we were at the Costa Palace or what, the Costa Maharis. That one, the Dunamar was next door, and that's where people went with kids on that. For this one, they said it wasn't too bad. And this one, no kids because it was adults only. So it was definitely nice. If I'm going to try to make it to the after show, if I get back in time, if not, definitely Friday. There's some big changes with the spirit sale that I'm not real sure about. Hey, okay, yeah. Well, just put your stuff in there, Darren. Just ask the questions in there because the people can answer it and go on there. Divorce beds. I'm telling you, it was. I get it. I understand why it happens. I was trying to be funny and said there's the clean bed and the dirty bed. There's double beds. You're not sleeping 2 people in those beds, but it was comfy. It worked out there. Number of people who can lumber beds. That's right. It worked. I'm okay with it now. I really am. A business retreat. You're in. I talked, right? Hey, I got on live from there. I got on the business call from there. A day did not go by where we did not talk business. A day did not go by. We're looking at products, whether, it was in the shops, whether it was on the island that we went to, of just how is this made? What was this, pricing on it, because you would see, there's a lot of times you go that and you see really bad stuff, and So you just kind of look and see how are things done. And I know resort area, somewhere like there, you can't really expect a whole lot, but then it just gives you new ideas on how things are done. How seeing everything that's branded. How can you do that? Which that's why I am happy to announce that this week we're crossing our fingers, and by the end of this week, we should have UV DTF ready to go because we saw a lot of instances that is going to be, an outstanding product to be able to use on that, on the tumblers, on the pens, on the headphones, on the phone cases, on the waterproof cases for phones. We saw a lot of things with it. So, that's what it is we learn, as we're going through it, what can we see that can be, talked about, what can be done there. And I think just about every breakfast was a breakfast meeting, either breakfast or dinner. There was some kind of business talk going on, and we learned a lot. A couple new things to try out to see if this works. A couple new contacts to go with it. Corey's working on something now about a project that they talked about to see if it could work that way with it. So we had a really good time. It was definitely a good business thing. That is where you work hard and you deserve. Well, and that's the thing is you'll comment on stuff and you'll post pictures, and that's where people must be nice. You get that. That's what you just get from people. And I don't judge. And I try and be nice when it comes back to it. I said it is nice, and that may be that passive aggressive comment to it. But if you're gonna comment that must be nice, okay, it is nice to be able to do that. This is a trip every 4 years we do. It was kind of the point behind it. Other stuff we plan out. Like I know from here on out, the rest of this year, there is, what do we have? We have DAX Chicago coming up April 19th and 20th. And then we are going to go to Joplin in September or October. We're going down there for the Misfit Makers birthday bash. And then there might be some stuff around Thanksgiving, and there might be some stuff in December. We're just not too sure of it. But it's stuff that we planned out. Like, we've already got the next Disney cruise plan that's in 2 years. So there's planning that goes into it. It's not like I decided, hey, we're just going to go on something right now. You plan for it. What do I need to make this happen? What am I willing to give up for it? And for us, we kind of look at it this way. Like, would like a new vehicle? Yeah, we'd like something new. But with the way that prices are, the way that things are, and, for anything halfway decent anymore, what's your average payment going to be on it? $750, $800 a month? Okay, well, do I need that? Not really. Can I hold on that money and then, go on a vacation? Yeah. So you just, you lay your priorities out there. If you want to have all of the nice things, you got to work. If you don't want to have all the nice things and you prioritize, this is the things you want to do. That's all you have to do. Prioritize. Here's what we got. Here's what we want to get to. If the trip is 5,000, 10,000, 30,000, whatever it is that you want, how do I backwards engineer that? I've got to sell X amount of X to be able to do X, right? And that's all it comes down to is you backwards engineer where things are, how you want to get back from it. And in a lot of our mentorship groups, that's things that we talk about where here it is on pricing, here's on vetting on customers, like things that are there, vetting on corporations, like maybe how the same line of shirts is completely different across the whole measurements. There's just so much that you go there, but it is right there, right? Must be nice to be able to plan things out, right? And that's the thing. Must be nice to be able to plan things out, right? Be able to go that. I'm just saying, right? Should have taken a vacay instead of the DTF Expo. That's not the first time we've done that. Where we look at stuff and plan it out, because even for us going to Long Beach, right? So our average cost to go to Long Beach is, $2,000 to $3,000. And why is that? Well, let's just do math on it. Flights are going to be between $400 and $600 per person. So right off the bat, we've got $800 to $1,200 minimum out the door. Now let's factor in, Airbnb, or, if we're staying at a hotel, let's factor that in. Let's factor in the food. We're factoring, everything that comes along with it. It's a $2,000 to $3,000 week to go. Well, do that, or we can go on another trip. So you just plan those out. How much is it going to be? What's this? And you backwards engineer from there. But yeah, that's where a lot of us we look at where we're going, what we're doing. And like that one, it's a total work thing. But hey, it's in January. We get to go to the West Coast. We get to visit friends. We get to stay with friends. We get to have a good time and learn a lot. So that makes it worth it. The going to the DAX Chicago. that one is just a couple hour drive from us. We'll stay one night. So there's not a whole lot in that one. We can drive there, drive home, everything's good. So, you plan, you plan. George, good morning to you, my friend. When you want to get cozy, you pick a bed. There's plenty of places. That's what I heard. I just heard. I don't know about it. Sarah's so excited about UV DTF. So am I. I want everything to go without a hitch. We've been testing things, and one of the things that we're holding off on was just making sure that everything's going to work right with it. So we're fixing the back end of things. We're getting the SKUs ready to go. Everything should be online by this weekend, maybe before. I've got another meeting today just to kind of go through things with it. But that's where it's getting close. It's really, really getting close. Something else that was added, because I'm going through my list of things that we got here. Let's see. We talked trip recap. That one's done. UV. We've talked that one. And now we're in springtime, right? This weekend, don't forget, it is spring ahead. So you're going to set your clocks forward an hour. So that threw me off because we were ahead an hour last week till we came back. So you just get back in the wonky things, and now they'll change that again. So don't forget that. But we're in spring. So what kind of things are you working towards on spring, especially on the B2B side of things, right? What are you doing for your businesses that are already out, doing things? All your lawn car stuff is really going to start for pushing this area. Any things that's doing outside things, any of your outside vendors. So you have friends that, that are in MLMs, other crafters, anything that's going on at the craft shows, those are going to start being outside. And your food trucks, you're going to start seeing more of those. So what can you do for those? In your construction companies. So, for us, this is when we really start pushing on for yard signs and banners. That's kind of our big push this in the springtime. And then that one can go throughout it. But yard signs and banners are what we're going. So what are you guys pushing during that time of year? Because like I said, it is that spring push. Everything starts, anything that was put out last year looks a little dingy. We've already had talks with the school of doing new signs for that, for parking. So we'll be able to do more, push more, and really, go out for it. So that's where I ask you guys for it. Janessa, good morning to you. Turning in from airport in Phoenix, headed to GPX. So this must be David, I wonder. No, David's already there, isn't he? Got lots to set up and prep for today. Word of today is grit. It beats experience half the time. Where did I just see that? Did I just see that? Facebook user, who be you? So I know how it is. It is nice, and that's what we do. We work, we put in this, that's my goals this year is to really work on the digital side of things to really help out on the mentorship group. If that's something that you're interested in, remember, you can sign up anytime throughout the month. You can quit after a month. $20 a month, the value that you're getting from it. You can ask people in here, some of the members from that mentorship and group are in here. And, I know a good handful of them will say, they, got their $20 worth out of the first call. With those, we do, 3 calls a week. We will schedule one throughout the month, a nighttime call for those that are working throughout the day. They are being recorded and posted on there, so you can do it. But it's pretty much your resource library. You can see what others are doing, talk what others are doing. There's also a pricing calculator in there that we need to set up I think we'll do that here later this month, where it's just a standalone nighttime one on that, walking through that pricing calculator. So we'll talk more about that in the mentorship group. But hey, it's only $20 a month. You're going to lose $20 a month this month, and you could gain more than that on that. And so for more information, just over here, fatdadcd.com. One of the great things that I took away from last month's was, we're talking about URLs, and we're talking about QR codes and that. And, Brian made the mention that I've got like 37 URLs, whether you're going to Fat Dad Live, Fat Dad CD, Level Up QC, Fat Dad Custom Designs, Fat Dad Wholesale, Fat Dad Print Co. So, it's like, where do I go to? Well, Fat Dad CD is where we have our link tree and everything is. So why am I sending people here and here when I can just go here, and then that's where everything is? So, and that was something that I hadn't considered before, where it just makes it easier. You just go to Fat Dad CD, everything we find there, it's the link tree. I can change things in and out. It just makes more sense for it. But that was something. So I said, I don't know everything. I never will claim to know everything. I want to learn as much as possible. And having these conversations with people, you learn things about yourself, your business that you may not have thought of. I didn't think about that. And so now this will be the main one that we promote for everything. And that's just, I said that was a good point for me to take something out of it. Let's see. Where was it at? Yeah, let the haters hate. Those kind of people want things handed to them, and we get a. And I'm not saying that this in a bad way, but there's a lot in our industry that feel like you should just give them everything. I've been called a gatekeeper more than once, and it kind of hurt my feelings because I'm like, do you know? Like, I totally pulled it. Do you know who I am? Like, do you not see the free content that we do weekly, the stuff that we give out daily, the this, the that? Yeah. So I went ahead and I made these connections with people that I was able to, these real connections, these real or partners were together and stuff. And you just want me to give up my source so you don't order from me and you order from them, or we have spent years trying to find a perfect product for something and you just want me to give that up. So for what reason? And so it's tough when that happens, but at the same time, like, well, hey, then we're just not a good fit. If you feel that way, then that's how you think I am. You should know I'm not. But yeah, we just might have to end this and call it good. I'm going to Columbus next weekend for a tint competition, and it's going to be a getaway business trip. That's what a lot of our stuff is. It's the networking. It's go to the trade show. It's going to learn something and then go for it. Yeah. You deserve to travel, and you have worked hard to be able to do it. Thank goodness for Corey as your personal traveling. Yeah, 'cause otherwise I have no clue where I'm going. I have no clue what I'm doing. She scares me all the time by going off properties. And like it didn't help that right before we left for Mexico. That in Cancun, 5 people were found in a cab, sliced and diced up. I'm like, I'm not leaving this resort. Like there. And then when she's taking me through the jungle over here on the island and people are just popping out of it, I'm like, yep, here's where I'm gonna die. Here is where I'm gonna die. So I've learned as I've gotten older, I've become a little more skittish in that getting through airports and coming back in, flying there into Cancun. I was like, hey, do I got to do anything? Whatever. Put up my bag there, and then of course, after my stuff goes through, that's what the guy says: pull out your laptops and electronics. So I had to go back and do that. But while that was happening, three of our friends all had their bags pulled, and I mean, it was like they were pulling just about everybody's bag to go through it. It was not a fun experience, but that's me. Just getting into that. It was just traveling. Get me through the customs part of it, get me through the getting felt up part of it, and then I'm fine. But yeah, I don't know. T-Town, you need entrance music for that comp? Ooh, yeah. Rye's got beats. That's why he's Rye Beats. Rye, we could probably use some new intro music for our show. Just saying. And then I'm gonna catch up on comics, and then I got a good thing to talk about on our last day, Alex. So business meetings every day. Did you lay the groundwork for Southern headquarters in 4 years? No, it was nice because I was able to work remotely. There were some things that that people needed stuff quickly here, so I had to make arrangements of it. Like, yep, here we can do this, pick this up. We had some banner stuff that needed to get done that was local, that was last minute. We had some decals or some stickers that one of the businesses we printed for needed. I was smart, and I had a lot printed for them to be able to get them by in case they ordered while we were gone. So they were super happy for that. And so it took some planning, but we did pretty good. Yeah, and they were. Corey's right. This year, flights were even more than last year to California. I think our flights are like $850 a piece if we wanted to go. And we're like, I don't know. Question: if you ever want to move your shop out again, did you get a warehouse or a storefront, and why? Brian, why don't you join our mentorship community and I can talk all about it there? See, gatekeeping. It depends on what kind of a shop you want. Okay. So do you want a retail storefront where you want to deal with customers coming in, walking around, shopping, that sort of thing? Or do you want a warehouse where there's just a pickup window and that's it? The big things with both of these, that retail storefront is going to cost you more. And they just traditionally do. They're in a retail area. There's that. On the warehouse side of it, most of them are all industrial. So, instead of being commercial, industrial, you can get away with a lot more. You can do more things with the building. One of the things is to pay attention to that whole back end of it, that triple net. What are you paying for? What are they required from you on both sides? And so it all comes down to the type of business you want. If you don't want to deal with customers, and this is where I found being in the retail side of things, is that customers take effort. They're going to come in. Being in the mall was a ton of effort, because it was Corey and I. So I had to get as much done before we open those doors or after we close, because I could be in the middle of something and customers could come in. Then you're not going to ignore them. You're going to let them do their own thing. But at the same time, you needed to be there for it. The other thing is, once you move out and you go into it, you're going to have these these set hours for things. So you're going to be tied to it. It's, hey, well, it's lunchtime. I'm going to go to lunch. Well, hey, it's also lunchtime for your clients that are coming to pick things up, and they're kind of pissed when on their lunchtime they came to pick things up and they wasn't there. So there's a lot of that to think about. The other side is, like on a retail storefront, when do a lot of people shop on the weekends? So are you prepared to be there on a Saturday? Do you have to be there Sunday? No, but are you prepared to be there Saturday, or have somebody there for you on that Saturday, because it is a retail store? So the best answer I can give is it depends on your business and what you want to do with it. So hopefully I'm right there with it. Right, I'm not competing, just going to watch Hang with My Tent Friends. It's 2 hours away. Way too close not to. Ryan's Jordan Mentorship Group. Come hang and learn. Teach us. That's right. Must be nice to work your ass off. It is, Chuck. It really is. Yes, it is, David. I thought it was when I heard those two. Yeah, you can still join that. You can always join. Just go to fatdadcd.com. The link is in there for it. They said every month you can join. You can dump out every month too. Come learn, join with us. I'm a miser with money, and being in a mentorship, it's well worth money. I love hearing that, Jerry. I love hearing that. And come on in. And Cindy, morning. Late to the party, but happily eating a sandwich. Oh, Jim's ribs. That sounds good. It's all about the bunnies in my studio, embroidering bunnies around the clock as people start to realize Easter is soon. Easter is soon. We've got Easter signs to get done. If they want to sell them, like, hey, you got to get the stuff picked out this week and put them on there, because you're only going to have that short window to do for Easter. So we got to see how that's going to play out. I think on average 7 gates is what I keep. I'm pretty sure on that. That could be. Anybody want to join me in Disneyland next week? We can call it a business trip with Nikki. So here's the thing that I do is you look at what their prices are on stuff. You look, like, anytime you go to any type of resort vacation thing, the biggest thing in our industry that you can get a takeaway for is the trends. What are you seeing in the print style, the print locations? How are they doing it? Is it, because for the longest time, you had stuff just in that was just center. Well, now you're starting to see more, prints on the arms, prints on the back neck, prints on the shoulders. What are you seeing more of there? You're also seeing that trendy stuff. Is there a color? Is there styles? So, it's that research and development right there. Chandra, I got distracted making shirts for my granddaughter's birthday. Totally missed the start of the live. Hello from New Hampshire. Well, that's a good thing, is you can always go back and catch the replay of it. Free, I need help with the BN20. I need to pick your brain on it. What'd you do to it? What did you do with it? Sure thing. There, see, you guys take care of each other. Didn't you mention in the post you saved someone for death? That's what we're talking about now. So on our last day there, our last full day, which was Sunday was our last full day. And then over the weekend is when you started seeing kids come in. And so Sunday, I'm sitting in our normal spot, and 2 of our people leave. And of course, you just pull the towels off those chairs for them. And I really didn't want to, because that was my buffer zone from people. I had a good spot. So pulled them off, and sure as hell, 12 kids took one chair. 12 kids took one chair. Their room wasn't ready yet, but when you check in a resort, you can leave your bags up front. You can come back and check later. So we had 12 kids there at one chair. They didn't care if their chairs were around them, if their towels on them or not. They're like, they're not here. We can take them. So that was where I was already like, ugh. And they were just loud and obnoxious and leaving food behind. And if you've been to a resort, you know that food left behind brings on the damn birds, and the birds want to climb all over everything and flap around. And so it was just a mess for it. But they also are kids liking to party. So, and I don't know if this kid was from the group, but it was later in the afternoon. I almost dropped an F-bomb right here, because that's how upset I was. It's still looking back on it. So we're sitting there, and if you've been to, most pool bars, you have the bar that, and there's benches around that, and then you might have some tables or some long tables that you stand at. Well, we're sitting there, and this kid just kept being stupid and putting his head in the water and floating like he was drowning. And so, a lot of them were, us more mature, was like, dude, you can't do that. Like, just do it. It was the boy who cried wolf. Well, then I did it twice, and that was like in the first hour, and the people got pissed. Well, then there's maybe like an hour and a half later, he was doing it, but this time it seemed to be a little more realistic, and he was probably maybe 5 feet away from me, and so I trudge my inebriated self over there, and I kick him in the sack, and he doesn't really move to get up. A couple that I was talking to, the one was a paramedic. So she gets over there, and we bring him up out of the water and set him on the ledge there, and he's just hammered. And we're like, "Did you have to get out of the goddamn thing? You just have to get out of here." So the Ryu had people over there pulling him out for it, but it was like, we thought, boy who cried wolf. He screwed on twice with that, so maybe that time it finally was. And it was kick him in the crotch. They didn't really move. Then it was pull him up. She came over. It was like, are we gonna have to do CPR? And then he started coughing and come back. It really made for a bad experience for that end of the day, because it was like we were having a great time up to that, and then when somebody does something stupid, it just ruins it. So yeah, if in doubt, kick them in the sack. If they get right up, they deserve to get kicked in the sack because they were. If they didn't get up, then it's a real thing. So it was just really an interesting experience. And I just want my kids never to do stuff like that. Like, because it was a freaked out thing that we were there for it. And that's what you do is, everybody's there for the same reason, to have a good time. And, you jump into action when you see it. And I'm not down with that. And if anybody knows me, that's I lost my grandpa. My grandpa drowned. And so it's not something that I take lightly. So, and I'd already said that. And yeah, so that was a quick little story of it. The more about it was there, it was better. It was just overall not a fun thing. Barb, I just got a few from John Deere for embroidery files when I bought all those fonts. Not sure if you had seen that in Discord. John Deere, what are you doing with John Deere? John Deere, that's the other fun fact. John Deere, that's where we're founded. John Deere founded right here. So anything that you get, well, I mean, they have factories all over, but yeah, the corporate headquarters is literally a 4-minute drive from my house. Troll Life, hey Betty, did I miss the drowning story? You just caught it right there. Jerry's 5 things: paint freshies, finish hat mock-ups, work on total eclipse designs. That is big. That is what I'm seeing from people, is total eclipse designs. That's what they're wanting for it. And work on taxes. Good there. Look at that. See, right, join the group. We can talk. I was glad I was there too. So Ted, which did you like better, retail store or your house? And do you let people pick things up and run and meet them there? So I was under the impression that I needed to have a storefront to make it feel as if I was a real business. I'd been told that, and when we said, hey, we're doing it on our home shop, people just didn't take it serious, even though countless businesses have been started from there. We do so much online where it didn't really matter. Nobody cares. That I felt that's what we needed. We needed that online storefront. My favorite storefront was our very first one, little 400 square foot store. Cost us next to nothing to run. We were only open by appointment. Pickups were Saturday, and on Saturday we were only open from 10 to 2. But everything else, that's where we could go work, do what we needed to get done. Then we expanded the mall. Things took off from there. I 100% prefer working out of the house or out of an industrial center over a retail storefront again, because of everything that came along with it. As far as people pickups, most anything we ship. We do have, because most what we do locally is on the B2B side of things. So we'll go and we'll meet them and we'll drop stuff off on them. We'll have meetings at their place. We'll have meetings at Panera. Anything that's local for pickup, most of them we have developed a relationship with. So we will go ahead and we'll either they swing by and pick it up. The problem is then they get stuck in conversations with people, just like having a retail storefront. So a lot of, hey, we get a pickup box outside. Here's where your order is. You can come pick it up. And even with that, if somebody doesn't need something right away, I still ship it, because the amount of time, for under $10, for me not to have to carry on a conversation with them, for them not having to drive here to get something, for me not having to drive to meet them for it, that's just worth it. $10 is worth it. Usually it's like $7, but it's just worth it to not have to do that. So we'll just ship it and move on and go from there with it. And that's there. Meetings and that we'll do at Panera. We'll do at what's that other one? Starbucks, but mostly always Panera is where we end up at for meetings because it's close, it's centrally located. We do have friends that have a couple co-op spaces, so if we really needed something, we could do that. We'd much prefer one closer to us, but then that's where we'd have meetings and things like that at. So you really have to look at what you want your business to do. One of the other things on a retail storefront that we didn't consider until we opened up that first one was the amount of extras that you'll need. You can't just, if you're working out of your house and you just decide I'm going to open up a retail store, what are you going to fill it with, right? So you need to have you need to have filler products. What are you going to do for shirt wise if you're apparel? Are you going to bring in all these shirts? You're going to have them there. You're going to push them. What are you going to do with that? That's something to consider. We had at the mall, $15,000 in inventory. That was just sitting there waiting to be sold, but we had to have it, otherwise the store looked empty. We brought in every blanks that we had, and we had those on display just so here, something there. It was making the displays for it. It was changing things out for holidays. There's a lot that goes on the retail side of things. Our biggest expenditure that we didn't account for was hangers. You don't think about that. Hangers. How are you going to display all this stuff? The fixtures. We got lucky because businesses were going, were going under. And so they're selling fixtures, so we're doing that. We're finding what we had, but yeah, a lot of it was that filler stuff you don't think about, and hangers was a huge expense for us. Yeah, 100%. One takes just one jerk to mess it all up. That's what a John. Oh no, that's another one. John Deere. That's right. I have had that conversation. We're like, no, what are you talking about? There it is. Well, sorry, we had to mess up your day. It was just like whatever. And still, the end of the day, we still had a blast. You want other parents teach, but you can only do so much and hope your kids listen. Absolutely. I giggle every time I get stuff digitized from John Deere. Being in John Deere country just makes it funny. Cindy's in my area. Like Cindy's one where we'll meet. When Cindy orders stuff from us, we'll just meet from her. Cindy, I need to get metal. We need to do it on the list for our next thing is the metal for the jewelry that you use to see if our laser will engrave on it. And I'm pretty sure that switch on the IR head will. So let's test some stuff out. Dennis says, my shop is next to the house. It's nice. Extremely low overhead. There is no water, but I'm 20 feet from the house. Flip side, everyone seems to think you're open 24/7. That's right. And that's in general in business. When you are your own boss, they assume that, especially if you're out of the house, that you're available 24/7. Now from us, typically 8 to 5. I will answer some questions there. Very rarely if somebody messages me or emails me after 5 on Friday, will I get back to them until Monday. I've been called many things for that, but I am not letting my business run me. I'm running my business. If I choose to work on a Saturday morning and do that, I will do it. I'm not required to. If I need to stay late and make things happen, I will do that. Not because I'm required to, but because I need to get stuff done. When it is time for work to be over, it is time to work be over. It is no different than anybody else in the job that they work. When they go home, unless they're on call, they're not fielding calls from work. They go home. So why are we any different? Why do we feel because we own our business that our business owns us? We flip that script on there, and it's like, hey, when you decide, when you stop the manifestation and you stop the planning and you stop everything goes and you really look at the bottom end of it, it's like when you decide to put in the work, that's when the things are going to happen, right? So I'm going to work this to get this done. If I have this goal and this deadline that I have set and I need to work every night to get this done, then that's what I need to do. But on a standard day, here's what I got going on. I'm in here between 5 and 6, and I'm, 2:30 go to pick up the kids. That last time, needs to be going out for shipping. I try to be done every day between 4 and 5. Why? I like to eat dinner with my family. I like just to do that. And then at night, you know what I do? I usually watch, I would say more than half of my YouTube viewing every night is something that is industry related. Whether that be lasers, whether that be heat transfer vinyl, whether that be DTF, whether that be sublimation, something in our business, marketing videos, email stuff, anything there. That's my go-to on things. And that's my time to do that. And I might answer questions here and there, but for the most part, when I'm done with the business, when my business hour is done, I'm done. So, how do you guys do it? Tim, I have a table outside for people to pick stuff up at the house. Also, I'll walk to the shop and have a conversation. Yeah, and that's what we got to do. Rena, my girl, retail store is a pain in the ass. Moving my business back home was the best business decision I ever made. I 100% agree with that. COVID, I think 2020. I know people lost friends and family, and it was a really tough year for people. I can never say that COVID was a terrible year for us. Why? Got married that year. It also made me realize as we were getting married, and I wasn't sure if we wanted the retail store anymore, and they made us a sweet deal to keep it open, and we were only open 11 days in 2020. That made me realize we don't need the retail store. And so that helped me realize that. Now, have we outgrown the space? Absolutely. Is there things we need to do? Yes. Will the garage conversion happen this spring? More than likely. We've been battling this, do we stay or do we move type of thing. How much do you want to invest in what we have here, and how much can we gain if we're going to move anytime soon? And that's the big thing. We plan on moving anytime soon. Putting a building out back, we'll never see that money back. So, to do $50,000 to $100,000 on a building, so it has lights and gas and water, and be compliant with everything that needs to be, that's what we're going to spend. And so will we get that back? No. But if we say this is where we're going to be for the next 15 years, then we can probably make it work for that. So you have that pluses and minuses. Converting a garage, doing stuff like that, I can get into it fairly inexpensively, then it makes sense. So things are going to change. Things will move around. We'll see how it all works out. I'm still looking for, that southern area. We just got to get the kids on board, it sounds like. Life, there is a lot of overhead with a retail store. You don't have that with working home. Well, and here's the other thing. Let's talk about that a quick moment. Is that people feel that when they work at home, they don't have any overhead. Why not? Like our business realistically takes up a quarter of the house. When you factor in, how much room of the basement it takes over, that we have everything in, the portion of the garage that's attached there, it takes up about a quarter of space. So the business needs to be paying a quarter of all the bills here. What we have for internet and phone, that's all business here. But lights, gas, mortgage, all that, the business needs to be paying a quarter of that. It's no different from it. And when you are at home and you want to move out, when you start doing that, it makes that move easier because you're already making sure that that's paying its portion. So if you're, at home, the overhead is lower, but there is still the overhead with it. You still want to make sure that the business is paying its fair share of electricity, its fair share of internet, its fair share of telephones, anything that comes along with it. So that way you're ready to roll with it. Dana says, I turned my office area into shopping, and the plan is to add on to the shop to enlarge my shopping area. Very nice. Sarah says, do you guys still have fixtures that you no longer need? I might considering taking a truck your way. Ask Corey. I think there are some still left there. I think so. You have to do it. Yeah. Talk with Corey. Rena, I have to pick up a box on my front porch. That's there. It's actually illegal to work when you're not at work in several other countries. Could you imagine that? I couldn't. I got a business call last Saturday, 11:57, almost midnight. I could not believe it. I only answered it because I thought it was an emergency call for family. What was it? Was it good? Yeah, I didn't know that. Exactly. My husband thinks it needs to be available when the customers want me. Nope. You make arrangements to be there when I'm open. Absolutely. 100%. Thank you. I've only ever had souvenir resort stores. At the moment, I don't have the funds to open the store, so I have to do what I have to do. Say as long as you can, because it just brings on a whole new thing. I'm not moving to Cali. I'm going to pay for that weather. No, thanks, sir. For the cost that it is to live there, the restrictions. I don't think I can bring any of my gas mowers or anything like that because they just changed all that. Wait, no, I can bring them. I just can't purchase new ones. There is a lot of restrictions in Cali. So as much as I love visiting there, it's probably a hard pass for me on that one. Now, basically what we did was from South Carolina to Texas, drew that line, that imaginary 180-mile line, because that's 2 to 3 hour drive. So I'm close enough to the coast where if we want to go and spend a day at the ocean, we can do that. It's no different than we take a day trip up to Chicago, but it's far enough back so I'm not paying coastal prices. And if any hurricanes or things come through, the brunt of it will be handled before it gets to me. Now, there was the one good thing that came from COVID. It made my home-based business legit. Absolutely. Absolutely. So many people, did that same thing. And we've seen so many people took off on, made their businesses huge from it. So, and now I don't think people question it. They just don't care. You're not going to have every wackadoo come to your house and pick things up. But that's where it comes to shipping or dropping stuff off or having a central meeting location for it. Hi, Betty and Renee there. Hey. So it's Betty, right? I'm betting that's Betty. Sarah, I know I'm the minority here, but I like my store. I like connecting with customers while they're shopping. I definitely like separating biz and home. Sarah, we can have mixed conversations on this because I do remember a conversation yesterday where you didn't get stuff done because you were talking to a guy for how long about nothing? That's the thing that we run into. While yes, there are parts of it, there are that downside. And I'm not knocking a retail store. For us, it just wasn't a good fit. The only way it was going to be a good fit is if, like in your Sarah's instance, you have employees that are going to handle the majority of that for you. So you can pop out whenever you want and do the things, but you're not tied to it. Like us, when it was just Corey and I, we were tied to it. We had to stop what we were doing to take care of the customers. We didn't have somebody else to do it. And so that's what it is. They wanted a t-shirt immediately. Call back on Monday. I got a call last night at 7:45. Thought it was a customer picking up stroke. Oh, guy wanted to talk. I have business hours for sure. I'll text a lot, but I think I'm going to stop that. So we do. I don't with friends, because we all have those business relationships that are also friends to it. So we will carry on those conversations with it. But even then, when it comes to them wanting to place an order, I'm like, go to the website, put in request a quote for it, because I'm not going to remember this for it. I just changed my messages so customers can't see when I look at their text or when I'm online. I love it. I think we need to talk about the after hours some more. Yeah, we absolutely can. We absolutely can. And that's why I want to stop the custom and move towards just store. Yeah, absolutely. So are you watching the time? Well, since the other one's 10 o'clock, I am. So we clicked that back to 10 o'clock. So wrapping this up here in the next 10 minutes to move on from it. But there's, what am I seeing? I'm seeing something. That's when weird stuff pops up on it. So yeah. Looking forward. Let me check my notes on stuff. Did I say roll labels? Roll labels were out of the site this right before we left. I hadn't pushed those a whole lot, but we do have those now available. So if you don't want sheets, which we do a lot of sheet labels for people, they just say I need 500 of 3-inch rounds. We do that. If you would prefer to have those in rolls, those are now available on the website. What you can do is if you just head to fatdadcd.com, get in there, you will be able to see where you can find roll labels. Those are now available on the site to get out to it. So pretty excited about that. That's something that we've been working back and forth on, and that is a partnership that we have with someone where, hey, we're helping them out on the DTF print side. They're helping us on the roll label side. It was a good marriage to go through it. We both wide format print. And so we've been able to trade things back and forth on it. And so it worked out well. Hey, I can help you with this. Can you help me with this? Yep. So they have transfers listed on their site. They're selling those. They're going to order from us. We're going to order labels. It's just a marriage. We do, if you have a product that you think is other people there, and there's a way that you can help another business out, that's what we did. It worked out great for us. All of our things, like if you want to get into our membership, $20 a month. Don't be a cheap ass. Sorry, shouldn't have said that. I know everybody's financial situations are different, but I don't think there's any way for me not to make this a guarantee that you will get $20 worth of value in it. But you can go to Fat Dad CD to sign up and learn more about that group over there. Let's see. He misses us. I do. Well, we'll get to carry this on for another half hour there. Mentorship school there, doing the work for results. We talked about that. Rest of this week, tonight, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. we got Sarah's show tonight. Sarah had things come up, worked out well for me because just one day back after vacation, trying to get things squared away. Was checking with Sarah to see if we were good for stuff, and she's like, it was a nightmare. Facebook down there, Chipley down the day before. I said, do you want to move this till tomorrow? And she's like, nope, I committed to this. I said, if you want to move it tomorrow, tell me now and I will say it's okay. And she goes, can we? I'm like, done. So we moved that till tonight, and that's going to be making video content with Canva. So you want to catch those, make those eye-catching graphics. I'm going to make videos with it. Canva can do that. Sarah's going to show us how tonight, and that's at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Once again, if you want to learn more about that, super simple. Just head over to fatdadcd.com. That is at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. We will be doing that. One other thing that I want to bring up now, and the mentorship group is going to help me with this, is if one of the things that we talked about was turning this into a podcast. For anything more, just to have more of an expanded reach. You guys are the ones who make the show. It's you guys. And some people said, hey, to have it on YouTube or that, are you able to do a podcast? I didn't give much thought about it. It was something that we talked about over this past week, and it looks like it should be fairly easy to do. But since this is what it is, and Morning Mindset has more of like, here, this is what we're doing. We got our daily 5. We're getting everything in the right frame. Is that the right name for it? Should we have a name change on it as the podcast? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? So we'll talk more about that. That's might be a little long-term plan that's heading out later this year, but it's something to consider with that. Other than that, I think I can call it good, so we can get that other one set up. I can get decals printing because we've got to get those going. I can get drinks going because I could use some more of that, and I've got like 22 minutes to set all that up. So good show today. Tonight 5 p.m. making videos in Canva. And remember, these are all recorded. This is right here. You can come right to our channel, on our YouTube channel. So make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications. So when we go live, you'll be notified of it. Hey, that's part of this. And you can go back and watch it in the replay. Ooh, Rena likes my sweatshirt with the right thing. Rye signing up right now. I love it. What's not to miss? That's right, Renee. Next time, Renee, hopefully you were able to join us because you were missed. But you kept the fort down, right? What is this? I think it's a Bella. Yep, it's a Bella. It's a Bella. So it's light and airy and perfect for a fat kid. But yeah, the white strings on it. I do like it. I like a lot of stuff. All right, we're going to get out of here. You guys have an amazing day. Mentorship call will start at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So here in 21 minutes, we'll get into that call there. So if you sign up, as long as you're signed up before that call, I'll make sure to get links emailed out to you so you can join us for that call. Otherwise, calls that are getting done are being recorded. They are being uploaded into the Zoom links. I'm working on getting that done. I'm working on getting those. I've got last week's done. I think I'm adding to it because Sarah and Tim held down the fort taking care of those calls while we were gone. So I'm getting those downloaded and uploaded. It's Bella. Yeah, see, it's Bella. I know. I showed the tag. The Bella Street Fleece. Is that what it is? I don't know. I just do this. So, like I said, there, Bella. You're welcome. We got it all. So yeah, we're gonna start that. Make sure for all of our links. That's all you have to do is head over to fatdadcd.com. You will get in there. You sign up. We'll get you taken care of for it. So until Friday, because we'll do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we might pop in. I'm not going to say for sure, but there may be another DTF bundle drop tomorrow. If there is, of course, pay attention to our channel. It'll be on there for it. If not, we'll see you Friday morning. Yeah, my days are all off. So peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.